Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, what's up? My name is vianney.strick. Thank you so much for being here. As you guys can see by the title, today we're going to be doing kind of like a classic holiday look with my favorite products recently. This look I think would literally be perfect for any holiday party, Thanksgiving, Christmas. It just screams holiday, and I personally think this is like a very universal look. I really think that the whole concept will look really good on all of you guys as well as with all your outfits. And of course, I'm using a bunch of amazing products, so I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join my squad. Let's get into it. I'm so excited for this look. I do want to give a huge shout out to One Size Beauty for sponsoring a portion of this video. I will be showing you guys a couple of my brand new favorites of One Size Beauty products within this tutorial. Honestly, they have so many amazing products, and today I'm going to highlight a couple of my top picks. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. We're going to start out with the skin. By the way, I am filming like in the evening, and so the sun will go down because of daylight savings. So if you do see like a little bit of a lighting change, that's why. But honestly, I feel like it's kind of a mood. But I don't know about you guys, but when I think of like holiday makeup, I always think of like very blurred porcelain skin and just like glittery eyes. And that's kind of the vibe today. Okay, so for primer, we're gonna go in with the e.l.f. Liquid Putty Primer. I really like this primer. You guys know how amazing the putty primer is, but to be honest, I really do prefer the liquid version. I think it looks a little bit prettier actually than the regular one, and I also prefer this way of application. I just think it's a little bit easier to apply a you know, like a liquid product rather than a putty. And it spreads really nicely. This is going to blur the pores. Not that we're gonna need it because we are gonna go in with a very blurring foundation, but you know, it's just a nice way to start priming the skin, make everything last a little bit longer, and it's just a really nice base for the foundation, and it just makes your skin look so pretty. Now that the skin is prepped, we're gonna move on to foundation, and we're gonna be using a really beautiful foundation. This is the One Size Turn Up the Base Blurring Foundation. I told you guys we were gonna look like a porcelain doll, and this foundation is really gonna help us with that. It's gonna be a medium to full coverage, soft matte finish. It's also gonna absorb any oils. I love the packaging. It's like a squeezy tube, but it actually has a little component right here. Love that. Even though it's semi-matte and very blurring, it definitely looks like a second skin and looks beautiful all day long. By the way, if you're wondering, I do have the shade Medium 3G. I'm first gonna dot a little bit on my face, and we'll blend it out with a brush. Remember that we are matching the neck with a little bit of fake tan because I'm getting real pale, but this shade works really nice for me. A little bit goes such a long way. I mean, obviously it depends on how much you want to cover because it is buildable. And I do want to tell you guys about some ingredient call outs. So actually has an avocado and mango hydra blend, which is going to help boost hydration and smooth skin texture for the winter season. And honestly, that's really important for me because you guys know I have normal to dry skin, and it is the winter season. So when I realized that I could still wear this foundation that is so blurring and soft matte, I was so happy about it. And as you guys can see, I do like to tap it out first and then start buffing, but it honestly blends out so easily, and it just looks so beautiful. I did want to show you guys, this is half the face with the foundation, and this is the other half. See how it's adding that coverage and blurring the skin, but it still looks like skin? I love it. In the video where I tried all the One Size products for the first time, a lot of you guys told me that this foundation was your holy grail, and I understand why. All right, so now that we have that porcelain skin, we need to start chiseling out the face. So I have been loving this product for so many years, and you guys know it if you watch me. And now it's becoming really popular. It's the LYS bronzer stick. I love the shade Harmony. Now this is going to snatch, contour, and bronze at the same time. I love it. It's super pigmented. And I don't know, I was thinking about like what I like about holiday looks, and I always think of, like I mentioned, like soft porcelain skin, maybe like a glittery eye, but I also love just like a chiseled face. I don't know what it is about the holidays, but I just want to look snatched. Probably because I'm eating so much that I just want like my contour to just like snatch me back up while I'm eating pie all day. I literally had blueberry pie for dinner last night. So see how this is just blending into that foundation so nicely, and it's just such a nice shade because like I mentioned, I feel like it does do a little bit of everything. It's obviously adding warmth to my skin, but I don't think it's like overly warm, so it's also kind of defining the cheeks, just giving the face some structure, so I love that. I'm gonna add a little bit of this Clarins lip oil. It's the the plum shade. I've been loving it. It adds hydration and a little bit of tint, and right now my lips just need a little bit of both. So for concealer, you guys know I have been obsessed with the Kokie Cosmetics Full Cover Concealer. It's affordable, it's full coverage, it's not drying, and again, a little bit more of like a satin soft matte finish, and so it's like perfection. So a little bit goes a long way, so I'm just gonna put a little bit right there. You guys already know, all the usual places. I don't even have to like go back in for another dip. I'm telling you guys, this product is amazing. And we're actually going to do a little bit on the nose as well. I've been loving a specific brush to blend out my concealer, and I want to show it to you guys. It's this one. It's the BK Beauty 113. So I'm just going to start patting it out and really just not even like covering much, because that foundation does cover a lot, but we're kind of just highlighting and then just getting any extra areas that we might want. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite holiday is. I definitely, like, my favorite is Christmas. I do love Thanksgiving though, because to me, Thanksgiving is just like the beginning of the holidays in general, and so I love it. I love any excuse to just start decorating my house. I love any excuse to like get together, have a little Friendsgiving. I love a good holiday party. I just love everything about the holidays. It's so funny because it is kind of hectic. I feel like November and December, I'm usually pretty booked up like every single weekend, and I do love doing a lot of stuff, but usually I'm just a homebody, and so it is, you know, a lot sometimes, but I always think about how, you know, the holidays only come like once a year, obviously, and so it's so hard for me to like say no to like a holiday party or like a holiday get together. We are gonna use a cream blush as well as a powder blush, but thankfully One Size has thought of it all and gave us a compact with everything that we need. Did you guys like that? Do you guys like that? By the way, look at this packaging. I love like everything about their packaging. Baby pink and red. This like gives Valentine's Day and holidays at the same time. I love it. So this beauty right here is the One Size Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio Palette, and I do have the shade Fat Ass. I want to give One Size some props for how easy it is to open the packaging. The amount of times I've chipped my nail trying to open a packaging, and then of course I love that they have just huge mirrors, and I love that this actually has a little lid. And like I mentioned, they have everything. It's like a monochromatic 3D type blush. They do have the cream, the powder, as well as a blush topper highlighter. It does have dragon fruit extract, which is actually supposed to help grip and wear longer on your skin, which I think is pretty cool. I clearly love this blush. So I'm gonna grab little by little. It is pigmented, but very blendable. I feel like this shade is just so pretty for the holidays. Obviously we love like a baby pink shade, but I do love a little bit something deeper, and so that's why I really like this one. And if you do have more medium skin tone like me, it is going to give you that baby pink effect, but it's I think it's going to like suit your skin a little bit better. And then if you do have lighter skin than me, I definitely think that this is going to be just like a little bit deeper and just, again, more holiday-esque. So I think everybody wins here. So see how easy that is, and as you guys can see, it has a little bit of like a satin finish. I really love it. Look at the difference, and look how my cheeks are popping. I really like it. Super happy with this, and of course a little bit on the nose. Hee hee. So we will come back for this for the powdered section, but now we're gonna actually just powder the whole face and set everything in place. So for powder, like I mentioned, I definitely want the skin to be super like blurred, but obviously not drying, and I just think the Kosas Cloud Set powder is perfect for that. I use the shade Breezy. If you have normal to dry skin, I really think you're gonna love it. If you do have oily skin, I think it's obviously gonna look stunning on you, but it might not control as much oil as you want. But if you have dry skin, this is insane. I can literally pack on so much of this powder and just like blur my whole skin, and it's just never drying, never. And it just is so nice. It's very lightweight. That's why it's called the Cloud Set. And I just like to kind of go under my eyes, around my mouth, on my chin, and on my nose. And I like to do that with a powder puff. And then the rest of the face I'll just do with a brush. I mean, honestly, just because it takes too long, but you can definitely do your whole face with a puff. I really like this powder, and I also think it's super nice for like touching up. It does have a little bit of coverage, but I mean, it's pretty sheer. As you guys can see, it's not really like covering up too much. You can still see all the work that we've done before, but this is just part of the porcelain doll experience. Excuse me. Okay, for Pete's sake, I'm going to brush my eyebrows, but for bronzer, I'm going to use just a bronzer that is amazing, that you guys know how much I love, clearly. It is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer. You know what sucks about this? I didn't even break it. Somebody else broke it by accident, and made me kind of mad because I just use it so much, but it's okay. We're still using her. I love the shade, I believe it's, 400. This is a matte bronzer and it's very pigmented, but again, it's going to add that warmth to the skin, but keep the skin looking really nice and matte. We are going to go in with a little bit of glow, but I just prefer to pick and choose where I want glow. Like, I love just a soft matte porcelain face, and then only where I want to glow is where we're gonna glow. We love that. Get out of here. My hair's always in my way. Let me re-clip this situation. I am so excited. Now we're gonna do blush. Okay, powder blush. So we're gonna go back to this stunner right here, the Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio, and wait till you guys see this shade. By the way, the cream shade is called Twerkalicious. Love that. And then the powder shade's called Rosebud. So just look at this. Just look at this. The formula is insane. I personally prefer to tap it on. So I'm just going to tap it, and I prefer to build it because if you go in with a heavy hand, it is very pigmented, and so I just prefer to build it. But see how it's giving, it's just giving like kind of like that baby doll look that everybody loves. But like I mentioned, this shade specifically I think works really, really nice with my skin tone. And if you do have deeper skin tone, of course it's going to be lighter on you. If you do have lighter skin tone, it's going to definitely be just like more of a like a mauve shade. I love it, and this formula of the powder is insane. They truly just melt onto the skin. That's why I just kind of love patting them. I feel like I'm almost putting like a cream on for some reason. I just love the way it looks, and this powder is matte, and you can still see the luminosity of the cream kind of coming through, but it is like set with powder, so it's not gonna go anywhere. And you guys know how I feel about my blush. I don't need it to go anywhere. So we are going to add just a little bit of glow because it is the holidays and you just want to shine. So I'm going to show you guys how I like to use this one. So this is called BBL. Woo! I just like to go in with like a fluffy brush like this. And instead of like a highlighter, I like to use it more like a blush topper. So I'm just going to grab a little bit. And then again, we already have radiance, but I'm just going to put it all over and see how it's adding the glow. But it also just goes really, really nicely with the blush. And you guys know, I hate when like glowy products make my skin texture pop, but this one, I don't know why it doesn't. Like, obviously it's highlighter, but it's just such like a nice, like smooth powder that I can literally put this everywhere. And if you know me, you know I usually don't do this, but this whole trio is just, it's really, really nice. Let me give you guys some swatches. Pinky is such like a baby doll pink. This is such a beautiful like dusty rose. And then this adds a little bit of like coral peachiness. We love this little cheek clapper. Makes her cheeks clap for sure. So for brows, I'll be using the Revlon. This is like the micro brow pencil. I have the shade Auburn. You guys know I recently went a little red with my hair, which I don't think you guys understand how red it is because you can't really tell indoors, or at least in these videos, but when I go outside, it is like the color of like wine. I love it. It's just like a fun, you know, thing to do. It's not permanent, it's demi-permanent, but I have been liking this little brow pencil. It's super inexpensive, and I like the shade because it's like a nice auburn shade. For brow gel, I have been loving this. You guys know I like my brows to be stuck to my face and they never let me go. So the Physicians Formula Butter Brazilian Brow Lift. I mean, this is literally like a lamination tool. I like to use the back to like put any excess product, and then I'll turn it over and then I'll start combing it out. I really like it. It's such like a lightweight liquidy formula at first, but once it dries, it don't move. It don't move. It does make your brows a little bit hard, which Personally, for me, that's how I know it's working, but keep that in mind if you don't like that. But obviously, we're going to a holiday party, and we don't want these brows to go anywhere. Look at the difference that a brow gel like this makes. I mean, this is a facelift. Okay, so for the holiday eyeshadow, we have to use the holiday palette. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have been loving this palette. As you guys know, I'm sure you know by now, and if you don't, now you know. This is the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Palette. Let me show it to you guys. First of all, great mirror, and then these are the shades. I know it's kind of hard to see, but when I tell you this is the perfect holiday palette, we had to use it. So first, I'm going to grab this shade right here, which probably won't make too much of a difference. It's very light, but I kind of just want to add it to create a little bit of like a light wash of like a peachy brown type of transition shade. You guys know I just like to start out with a foundation of eyeshadow. I love my Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette, but this formula is better. So it's like, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I mean, it's obviously a good thing. I just wish the Master Mattes had the same formula as this one. And by the way, this is a limited edition palette. It did come out last year, and then it went away the rest of the year, and then I had a bunch of FOMO, but it came back this year, but I'm sure it's gonna go away again. So make sure you get your hands on it if you want. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush, and we're gonna get into the pinky shades. Now I'm gonna go into this one. Oh my gosh. You guys can like see my whole mess. This shade is really, really pretty. Again, all these shades are like a little bit lighter, and obviously I do have like more medium skin tone, and so I was worried that maybe they wouldn't work for me, but they're very buildable. So I'm just gonna grab this pinky shade, and I'm just putting it on the outer corner, and then maybe like halfway into the crease. You guys know I am a warm tone gal, and this palette is, you know, it's like the one cool tone palette that I really, really like. Now with an even smaller brush, we are going to, I'm wondering, should we use the chocolate shade first? Yeah, let's just go down the line. We're gonna use this little corner shade right here. I'm gonna build this one, again, on the outer corner, and do maybe like a C shape. It's really gonna just be a base for like the darker brown that's coming. But I don't want to like get rid of the pink fully. So I'm just gonna go back and forth and build this up to make it a little bit deeper, but then I'll go back in with that pink and kind of blend it out, because again, I don't want to lose the pinkiness, because I just think that the pinky is like what makes it look so holiday-esque. So now with that same brush, I'm just going to use a little bit less product. I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is like a nice plum shade. It's the deepest shade in the palette. So I'm really going to put it out in the outer corner, and you guys know I love doing a little bit of like an angled blend, because it's going to give your eyes a little bit of a lift without needing like a winged eyeliner. So I'm just kind of doing this, and I am keeping it more here. I'm not really like extending it too much. I don't know, I kind of like having maybe like rounder eyes but with a little bit of a lift. Not every single look has to be like, you know. So going into the lightest matte shade, it's like a matte peachy shade. I'm going to apply it on the lid. It's kind of like the inner half of the lid. This is going to be like such a beautiful matte look, but you guys know we have to go with the sparkle, but see how pretty that looks just by itself. I'm really just adding this to brighten it up before we do add the sparkle. You gotta keep your eye out for Selena, you know? I do think that this palette, the glitter does adhere really nicely to the eyes, the eyelids. But what I've noticed is that throughout the day you do get a little bit of fallout, so we're not gonna do that. So look at this OG right here, the Too Faced glitter glue. NYX also has a really good one. You just honestly just put a little bit of a tacky base. It doesn't even have to be glitter glue. I'm only tapping where I put that matte shade because I don't want to mess with the outer corner of it. So for the glitter, I never decided which one I wanted. Which one do we want? Maybe we should use the gold one first and then this one. Why not? So with the other finger, I'm going to use this gold one first. And I've been loving just tapping these glitters on because I love a little bit more of like a sparse glitter. Spare. And then a little bit of this one right here that kind of looks like Space Cowboy, and we're just gonna top that off. The reason why I did the lighter one first is because this one right here sometimes can like darken the lid because of the base, but oh my god, it's just stunning. Isn't this just stunning? So again, just tapping it on, and honestly, like, you're ready to go. So I'm gonna quickly do the same on the other eye, and I'll be right back. So now that we are looking spectacular, let's really quickly do the lower lash line. Oh, my shirt's falling. Don't look. I'm gonna go into this straight, like, chocolate shade and just buff that from, like, inner to outer corner. The same brush, again, I'm going to go into this pinky shade just to kind of make everything match. I was going to switch brushes, but whatever. With the tip, I'm going to grab that deepest, like, plum shade, and I'm only going to do it in the outer corner just so it, like, matches the top part of the eye, just like that. Just because I have it, I'm going to go into the Master Mats real quick. You definitely don't need to do this, but I just want to add some black eyeshadow to it. I will say, though, there's something about an eyeliner eyeshadow moment that you can just, like, blend out. I just overdid it. Let me just blend it out with a little bit of a little bullet brush. Ready for the party. Look at this curl. This curl's ready for the party. So obviously a holiday party, holiday makeup, it's a great time to put on fake lashes, but if you are just not a fake lash person, you don't have to be. You just need a mascara like this one. Today we're not going to use any fake lashes because we will get the drama from this. So this is the One Size FANTASIZE Lifting and Lengthening Mascara. This will do everything for you. It's going to volumize, lengthen, curl, lift, everything. So let's go ahead and do 2 very generous coats. By the way, I do love the wand. Just watch this mascara at work. I love how much, like, product it deposits, but because it does have, like, spikes on the wand, it separates. This mascara is smudge proof. It's going to deliver 24 hours of flake proof, long wear, curl, and length, and of course, really, really nice and black. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You guys, this is just 1 coat. You see why we don't have to wear fake lashes if we don't want to? Let me do another coat on the other eye, and then we'll do coat 2 together. Sorry, I just get excited. If you guys like a thicker type of formula, you're gonna love this. Like I said, it's thick, but because it has, like, a spiky wand, it really does give you, like, everything that you need. And when I tell you that it is smudge proof, like, I truly mean it. I actually wore this last weekend to Worst Fest. If you guys don't know what Worst Fest is, it's literally a beer festival, and I wore it, like, all day and all night, and it was just still looking good. It's such a nice mascara. There's a reason why it's called FANTASIZE. I mean, this mascara is just super, super nice. And, you know, like I mentioned earlier, like, you can definitely wear fake lashes, but if you're, number one, not comfortable with it, if you just don't vibe with them, like, you definitely don't need to. And as long as you just have a really good mascara and you can build it up, you're good to go. So if you are looking for a really nice mascara, definitely try this one from One Size. The amount of questions that I get about my inner corner highlight, I mean, if you watch me, you guys already know. I like to start, by the way, I love a very, very bright inner corner highlight. I don't care if it's a holiday or not. I wear this on a Tuesday, okay? So I'm using the Hard Candy shadow stick in the shade Bubbly. Any little shadow stick like this will work. I just like to have a base for my inner corner highlight. My go-to highlighter for this specific region has been the Rare Beauty in the shade Exhilarate. It is broken, and I've noticed that a lot of people's are broken, so I don't know if it's just like a very soft baked powder, but hey, it still works really, really nicely. You could definitely go in with one of the shades in the palette, obviously, but this is just personal preference. This is just a highlight that goes with everything. Kind of want to add a little bit to my finger and just add a little bit to the tip of my nose and maybe a little bit down the bridge. I need to tell you guys about this lip liner that I have been loving. It's from Moira Cosmetics. It's the Lip Appeal Waterproof Liner. And when I tell you that they're waterproof, I could not get the swatches off my hand. And this one's in the shade 10 Legend. It's in the shade Perfection, especially if you want to, like, overline. And the formula itself is really nice. It's very creamy and pigmented, but if you do let it dry a little bit, it becomes waterproof, and so it's, like, very long wearing. I'm gonna use this product that I always get questions when I'm wearing it. Always, always, always. And that is this. This is the Morphe Soul Matte, and it's in the shade Dearest. And it's kind of like a moussey type of, like, velvety lip cream. I like to just put a little bit right here, blend it out, and then I'll just go in with my fingers. Oh, Wyatt's home. I can hear the garage. I grabbed a gloss because it'll make it a little bit less pinky and a little bit of shine. So it's the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Topaz. More of a neutral shade, and it does have a little bit of glitter in it. Oh, I mean, perfection. All right, and now let's just seal it all in, and we're gonna be using the OG, the Urban Decay All Nighter, because we're gonna go all night at a party. And this is the final look. I love it. Remember I told you guys that this look would just kind of look good with everything? I meant it. So I just love the way this is. I'll definitely be recreating this look at every holiday party. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Thanks again to One Size Beauty for sponsoring portions of this video. It's super exciting to be working with them. I tried their products. I really love them, and the fact that they wanted to work with me in this type of look, I loved it. Like I mentioned, all those products that I used are amazing, and they also have so many amazing products. There's so much more where that came from. So I will link every single product from One Size as well as every single product that I used down below. Happy holidays. I love you guys so much, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you guys have an amazing day and holiday season. Bye.